We are live on Pitaway Drive, quarter a mile from the James River for the championship game of the Travis Invitational. I'm Rick Hamlin, joined here by Ryan Lloyd, and we're about to, I believe, have the national anthem. And Coach Tyree's telling me we never stopped the girls' stream. He said it's open on another window somewhere, so let's do this. We'll get the anthem in here, and then we will reboot.
Yep.
Right now, we have our tournament championship between the Spartans of Steward and your Trinity Episcopal Titan. Yes, at this time, if you are able, please rise and remove your caps as we honor America with the pledge of our national anthem.
Is it the right title? What's that?
Right title, 19 watching. Although I don't know if this is one that has audio.
Does it have audio?
Because there's two. There's this one. I don't even need all this, so I don't have it. All right, so hopefully we are
Is there audio?
good to go. Ryan, just talk for a minute so we can make sure.
Good night, everybody. We are currently working through some technical difficulties. Hopefully, we're able to resolve them pretty quickly. We good?
Yeah, I think we're good.
All right. Is it still two
Titan
streams?
starting lineup's about to come out.
Same starting lineup as last night.
Same starting lineup as last night. Got Guns N' Roses blaring. And coming out first, we got Devion Brown. Alex Chaikin, who had a fantastic game last night.
21 points.
21 points. And Leland Coleman. Yeah, also had a great game last night. Luke Fisher, the other captain, along with Leland Coleman.
And the sophomore, number 22, Mason Patrick.
And last
And
three,
Mason Patrick.
Your head coaches are TJ Grimes for the Spartans and Trinity for the Titans.
All right, so Steward comes in. Ryan, they're 6-1. They won the Freeman Invitational with a loaded field of excellent teams. They've certainly got a senior star in Curtis Blair, who averages 23 points a game. And their head coach, TJ Grimes, was an assistant on the Trinity staff last year, so he knows the Titan players well. So really intrigued by this matchup. Titans at 4-1, so combine these two teams 10-2 on this early part of the season. What are you most looking forward to?
I'm really interested, just with Steward's head coach being an assistant last year. It's going to be really interesting to see how he interprets the Titan attack. I feel like while some of the players from last year's team are definitely still in key roles, the team play style and how they approach everything is very different. So while you might think it might advantage, I'm not sure how much it will truly grant.
Yeah, that's a good point. Two of tonight's starters, Mason Patrick, Devion Brown, were not here last year. I think Alex Chaikin is much improved from last year, and Luke and Leland, your two seniors. Also, Andrew Jones and Talik Montgomery, who played a lot last night, weren't here last year either. So, yeah, I do think, though, he's familiar with how Coach Blazer thinks. So I do think it's going to be an interesting chess match between the two coaches. So Titans come out in a man-to-man, and Curtis Blair, leading scorer, his first shot of the game, an air ball, really well defended there by Fat Rat. And Steward also in man-to-man, and Blair's on Coleman. Luke Fisher contested three, no good, and the rebound pulled down by Owen Gray. And you can see Devion Brown is all over Curtis Blair early. Going to try and make life difficult on him. He's kind of getting what I call the star treatment, just you're going to try and take away the other team's best player, or maybe not able to take away, but at least make it as difficult as possible. Shot clock down to 3. And they did not get it off in time. Shot clock violation. Great defensive possession for Trinity.
For sure. I think with Devion Brown being on Curtis Blair, I think Davion's probably, at least in terms of the games I've seen, our best defender. So putting him on Curtis early had clearly paid off the past two possessions. And
foul there on Owen Gray. First foul of the game on either team. And inbounds pass from Chaikin. And Titans, good reversal. They look for Chaikin in the corner. He's well defended, but takes it to the rim, and that's a great job by Alex Chaikin. That's something he's really added to his game this year. Last year he was more just a three-point shooter, but he's gotten stronger, and that was a great drive and strong finish. And then turnover there as Nelson throws it away. Great take by Leland Coleman, and the Titans jump out to a 4-0 lead. Quick timeout by TJ Grimes, coach for the Spartans, and we're going to take a quick timeout as well. That's what we want people on. So if we can kill the other one somehow.
There's only one going on here, though. No, is it not supposed to live stream on here? Are y'all live streaming via there?
All right, we're back from the timeout. Quick early timeout by the Spartans. And Titans still in that tough man-to-man. Three-pointer, no good. And a great, strong rebound by Devion Brown. And he's fouled by Sam Roberson, the senior guard. And this has been a great first 2.5 minutes from the Titans standpoint.
Definitely the start that the Titans would have wanted. Held the Spartans scoreless so far, and are on yet another offensive possession.
All right, good take by Devion Brown. Rebound, Luke Fisher, and he necks it in, and it's 6-0. Tough step back is no good by Tevin Smith, and Luke Fisher goes coast to coast. I think he was looking for the foul, but no call, and Devion Brown stepped out of bounds. And one thing that's interesting for me to observe is just the body language from Coach TJ Grimes, just from the standpoint that seeing him as an assistant here last year, he was a little more laid back, but now as a head coach, you can see just how badly he wants this and really expressing himself to the refs.
And I think as, assistants become head coaches, they not only do they care more because if something goes wrong as an assistant coach, no one's going to blame you. So you're not that you don't care, but
yeah, it's a different responsibility.
You have more skin in the game, especially coming from you. I mean, you were a head coach for over 10 years.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I've done both, and they're actually very different skill sets, being a head coach and assistant. Sometimes great assistants don't always make a great head coach, and sometimes great head coaches don't always make a great assistant. But, yeah, I mean, obviously Coach Grimes is off to a great start with Steward at 6-1, and that was a strong take by Tevin Smith to get the and one. First foul on the Titans, and I thought it was on Leland Coleman, but scoreboard says Chaikin on the foul. So 6-3 after the made free throw. Good job defending Chaikin, but again, he takes it to the basket. And I mean, I do feel like the refs have let some physical play go on both sides here early. Definitely thought there was some contact there, but as long as it's consistent, Ryan, you were helping us out on the broadcast. You weren't on the mic, but at the semifinal state soccer game, and the ref called almost nothing. But as long as they're consistent, you can kind of live with it.
Yeah.
Leland Coleman battles for the rebound. What a save by Leland. And Mason Patrick is going to have it knocked away by Roberson. But it will stay Titan ball. Chaikin throws it in to Mason Patrick. And Mason, strong take and finish, puts the Titans up 8-3. And they stick in this man-to-man. Defense has been awesome, and there's a steal by Trey Ferguson, and he wisely pulls it out, although they're going to get Mason Patrick for a travel as he got a little bit of a running start there. All right, I think we have competing streams with ourselves. We got two going, but I think they both work. So Titan student section in full voice here in the first quarter. Steward has a nice little student section as well. See a lot of pajama pants in both student sections, and always fun when you get little banter back and forth, Ryan?
Always. Definitely adds a atmosphere.
Yeah, for sure. Good rebound there by Luke Fisher. And you can really see the Titans looking to push it. Chaikin's shot is blocked by Roberson. Again, I've seen fouls called for that, but letting them play.
It's been consistent so far.
Only 3 total fouls in the first 5.5 minutes or so. Really good defense by Devion Brown, making Curtis Blair's life very difficult. Blair comes in averaging 23 a game, but I think he's only been able to even get 1 shot off, which was an air ball, and that is a shot clock violation, followed by an air ball. So awesome defense by the guys in white. And we have, I believe, our first sub for Trinity. It's Talik Montgomery coming in for Alex Chaikin. So Talik, probably not quite the shooter that Alex is, but he gives you great defense, good physicality, and it looks like he's going to run the point here on this play.
Yeah. With Trey Coles out, I definitely expect both him and Chaikin to play that position for the night.
Yeah, another travel on Mason Patrick. That's 2 on him, and I think as much as we've said the refs are not calling it tight on the fouls, allowing some physicality, they're calling it very tight on shuffling the feet, and particularly on Mason.
Yeah.
Little horn set by Steward. Tough fadeaway 3, rolls out, and the rebound by Devion Brown. Leland Coleman from 3 is off the back iron, and Tevin Smith pushes the other way. A lot of contact, no foul. And to be honest, man, I love it when they let them play, and I hope that continues. Great defense. This time they do get a foul on the floor, and this one's on Luke Fisher, his first. And we were talking off air before we started the stream that Devion Brown has a bunch of Division I football offers despite only being a freshman, but he's defending a Division I bound basketball player right now, and he's showing himself to be able to do that job so far. Block shot by Leland Coleman. Blair with the rebound, but he's blocked. And now Luke Fisher switches to the left hand. That was a tough layup, and now Blair's going to have a chance in transition. He makes his layup. And this is the Travis Invitational, and Coach Travis, my high school coach, used to always say, you miss a layup, you give up a layup. And that happened on that exchange right there, a 4-point swing.
It was definitely, I think, a little bit of a force by Luke Fisher to try
It
and
was.
get that, and it definitely ended up in what was essentially a free basket for Steward.
Yeah, and the other thing, in a situation like that, when Luke gets that deep, you have to have another guard rotate back, which did not happen. 3-pointer is missed, and Devion Brown secures the loose ball. 21 seconds, shot clock is off. We're down to about 10 seconds, and Luke Fisher calls for the ball screen, takes the screen. Good look to Leland Coleman, 2-1. At the buzzer, he hits the little hook shot. Great execution on the end of quarter play, and it's a low-scoring first quarter, only 10-5. My math tells me we're on pace for a 40-20 game. I'm sure it'll end up being more than that, but when we interviewed Coach Blazer last night after the game, one of the things he talked about was expecting a much lower scoring game. In the VES game, Trinity had 85 points. Last night, 75. This first quarter, only 10, but the way they're defending, you'll take it.
For sure. And I think the low scoring of this game is a detriment to how much the refs are being lenient in terms of fouls with both teams. That's just going to lead to lower scoring because people aren't going to get as many free throws.
Yeah, good call. And, yeah, physical play allows defense to be more aggressive. makes offense harder. And as long as they continue to allow that physicality, yeah, I think you'll see the score stay on the low end. Stat leaders, it's Leland Coleman with 4 points leading the Titans. And, of course, Steward only has 2 baskets, a three-pointer from Tevin Smith, and that layup we just saw from Curtis Blair. And then the rebounding department, Luke Fisher, despite being the smallest guy on the court, leading the way for the Titans with 3 rebounds along with Devion Brown. And for the Spartans, it's Owen Gray with 3 rebounds. So thanks to Huey Stone, our stat guy, 9th grader, punter for the state championship football team. And Titans will have the ball to start the second quarter.
2 substitutions from the Titans to start the second quarter.
We see Andrew Jones for the first time tonight, and he's immediately called for an illegal screen, which he looks a little confused by that call. I didn't really see it either.
Clean to me, but
yeah.
some things that you see when you're down on the court that you don't see in other places.
Yeah, for me that's frustrating. Coming out of a timeout, you have a set play, and you don't even get to run it. Owen Gray air balls, and that's another rebound for Luke Fisher. Extra pass from Trey Ferguson to Alex Chaikin. He takes it in, and Curtis Blair blocked the shot. They're going to say it went off Chaikin last, and that's Steward ball. All right, skip pass from Blair over to Hudson Smith, who's just come into the game, and he knocks down a 3. Cuts the lead to 2 points, 10-8. I don't believe either team has shot a free throw yet.
Nope. Steward made 1 initially.
My bad. Steward did. That is a foul call on Andrew Jones. So he's been in for 69 seconds and already picked up 2 fouls. And now we're going to see Carter Schuma get his first action of the night. He played some minutes last night. We talked about he is committed to play baseball at Randolph-Macon. Trey Ferguson knocks it away from Roberson. Shot clock at 23, so they do have just 3 seconds to get it across the timeline. And just get it across before the 10-second violation. 3-pointer from Blair, no good. Luke Fisher, his 5th rebound already. Leland Coleman is fouled. That's going to be, I believe, 2 on Roberson, which is a big factor. He's one of the primary ball handlers and one of the senior captains. So Coach Grimes is not going to love him picking up that second foul still early in the second quarter. Nice inbounds play. They find Leland Coleman. His shot is blocked by Curtis Blair. Blair's second block this quarter. Tough left-handed shot is no good by Smith. Chaikin rebounds, man on behind him. He saw that. Nice little weave action. Luke Fisher, I mean, I know we say we like the physical play, but he got fouled.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing else to say. He got fouled, but no call. And the Titans retain possession with the offensive rebound. 20 on the shot clock.
Shot clock dwindling down. Alex checking for 3.
Yeah, that one's long, but another offensive rebound. Coleman finds Fisher. Step back is short, and Gray hauls it in for Steward. And I'm really enjoying just what a defensive struggle this is. It's not – sometimes you see a low-scoring game and it's just bad offense, but this is just two teams playing really good defense. And obviously two coaches who know each other very well. That is an offensive rebound and a held ball. Possession should stay with the Spartans. And we're going to see Devion Brown coming back in. He had a great first quarter defensively. I don't know that he attempted a shot, but he definitely impacted the game with his defense.
As he was out, Trey Ferguson had picked up the mark on Curtis Blair. And while I think Trey Ferguson is definitely as aggressive as Davion Brown, I think Davion Brown definitely picks up something in size, which for the we don't have a height for Curtis, but I'm sure he's...
I think he's at least 6'4", maybe 6'5". I mean, he's a little taller than Devion Brown, who's 6'3". So, yeah, I'd say probably 6'5". Official talking to Coach Blazer right now, and I believe I know exactly what he's saying, which is tell your assistant coaches to be quiet. And I know which coach he's saying it about too, but I'm not going to expose that person. But one of the trendy assistants is giving an earful to the ref, and I've had refs tell me many times, like, we'll take it from you, coach, but not the assistant. So consider that a warning.
Yeah.
But, well, I have a thought to come back to in a minute on how to defend Curtis Blair. Great effort by Trey Ferguson. And that's going to be a foul on Curtis Blair. So what I was going to say is Devion Brown and Trey Ferguson, very different size-wise. But you said they both guarded Curtis Blair. But they have one thing in common, which is they're tough and they're quick. And so I actually think it's brilliant to have Fat Rat, who's almost as tall as Blair, and then mix it up by having the smaller but even quicker Ferguson. And, you know, they're also both fantastic football players that bring that football mindset. And there we see Devion Brown bringing that football mindset into the lane.
Getting his first
with a
2
bucket.
points of the night.
First of the game.
Your favorite chant coming out from
Yes,
the
he's a
Titan
freshman,
section?
is my favorite chant. That's going to be short. Good rebound by Coleman. It's going to be one-on-one. Brown misses. Coleman rebounds, but not able to quite secure it. And now it's thrown away by Steward. And this is a game so ugly, it's beautiful, if you know what I mean. It's just they're battling. They're neutralizing each other. Guys are diving on the floor. I'm loving it.
And we're about halfway through the second quarter, and there's only been 5 total points scored so far, 2 for the Titans and 3 for the Spartans.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, Steward's still not even into double figures yet, with just about 4 minutes until halftime. Mason Patrick returns. Hopefully he has understood how the refs are going to call the travels, because he got dinged twice in the first quarter. But, you know, I love what Mason brings to the table with his versatility and toughness, and just a solid player who's added a lot here in his first year on the team. Inbounds pass comes to Coleman, and Coach Blazer is going to call a timeout. I think he just didn't quite like what he was seeing offensively. They didn't have very good balance, and it's the first time out the Titans have used, so still 4 to go if he needs them. So, Ryan, I don't know if you watched any of the girls' broadcasts, which was admittedly hard to watch because the stream died and crashed several times. Knock on wood, that doesn't happen again. But one of the things I asked Abby, who commentated that game with me, to do, seeing as this is the Travis Invitational, is I ask her just to ask me a couple questions about Coach Travis, who I played for.
Yep.
And this tournament is named for him. This court is named for him. So I just want you to think about one or two questions that you would want to be interested in knowing about the legendary coach. And next time out, I'm going to put you on the spot to ask the question.
We should be able to get that done.
A little homework for you, Ryan.
I'll make sure to write it down in my planner. But
I'm not sure you use
never,
your planner
yeah,
based on teaching you.
Hey, now. Okay.
No, I'm kidding. They try and run that back door. Titans actually caught a break there because Chaikin cut off his run because he wasn't open. But Devion threw it anyway. But fortunately for Trinity, it went off the Steward player's foot. And the Titans will retain possession. They get that inbounds play again to the opposite block. And great finish by Mason Patrick. That's the second time that same inbounds play has been very effective.
Titans still on their man coverage at the start of the game with. And
yeah, this is the best man-to-man defense I've seen from Trinity the last 2 years at least. And a great job there by Chaikin to come up with the rebound. I'm just really loving the way they're contesting every shot. And now overrated cheer coming out. I think it's a little early for that one. That's a way to light a fire under a great player. So I've been seeing Curtis Blair play for years. He is not overrated just because he missed a couple. He's an excellent player, and be careful. Be careful. Yeah, Curtis Blair is committed to play at Liberty University next year. Liberty, as you may remember, made the NCAA tournament last year. And their coach, Richie McKay, is a disciple of Tony Bennett. He was a longtime associate head coach at UVA. So this type of low-scoring, grinded-out game is exactly how Liberty plays. And I think that he's going to be a great fit there. Great bucket there by Luke Fisher in traffic to get the Titan lead back up to 6. Good defense again, contesting that shot. And Luke Fisher with, I believe that's his 6th rebound of the first half. Mason Patrick is blocked. Devion Brown follows it up and in. And it's the largest lead of the game for the Titans, 18-10. Luke Fisher applying ball pressure on Tevin Smith. Under 2 minutes to go till halftime. And timeout Spartans. And students are loving it. Coaching staff's loving it. I see the bench all has great body language. Everybody's into it. And I think the Titan student section missed an opportunity, though, when Steward got their last bucket. Because when it gets this late in the half and they finally get to 10, double digits, you gotta go with the double digits cheer. But they're still in early season form, you know, not quite in mid-season form yet. I saw one of the senior leaders this morning who coaches over at St. Michael's in their intramural league that my daughter plays in, and he was like, how'd the student section do last night? I thought it was pretty good for the first home game. They're still teaching the young kids, you know, what it's about, but I have been coming to Trinity basketball games since 1987, and no place I'd rather be than here for especially a Friday or Saturday night game.
And in coming to these games, since, you know, the dawn of time as you were, how much has, you know, obviously when you played under Coach Travis, how much did that commitment to you mean? And for your, I know that was part of your desire to come back and teach here and eventually become the boys basketball coach. So what about him made you so committed to come back to the school to teach and follow in his footsteps?
Yeah, that's a great question. You didn't need your planner. I think how much he inspired young people. Young, you know, the players on his team were I just saw that an adult who believes in you, challenges you, holds you accountable, can really change a kid's life.
Mm-hmm.
And that seemed like a really powerful thing to try and do. So I think that's probably the biggest thing. Shot clock running down. Blair is short on that one. And Titans get out and run. Almost the and one for Leland Coleman, but couldn't quite get the layup to go down, but he does have the chance for a 2-shot foul here, and also going to put Trinity in the bonus, as that is the 7th team foul on Steward. So Titans would shoot 1-1 the rest of the way here in the half. And refs making sure Leland's got his shirt tail in. I tell you, some of these refs make a really big deal about the shirt tails.
Yeah.
But it's like your teachers here. You know, some are really care about the dress code and enforcing it, and some are not quite as strict. Sort of refs are like that too.
Mr. Phillips. Oh, sorry. That's something caught in my throat there.
And all right, Leland Coleman knocks down the first free throw, makes it 19-10. Talik Montgomery is checked back into the game, and it looks like Luke Fisher getting a rare break. Second one is no good. Roberson back in with his 2 fouls, gets the rebound. Good block by Leland Coleman as Owen Gray had great low position. Reverse layup. He's a freshman.
Unbelievable.
What a shot by Davion Brown. Sounds like some people in the student section are watching our stream.
Mm-hmm.
And we are going to have a foul, hand check, not a shooting foul. Only the 5th foul committed by the Titans. It's going to be Talik Montgomery get called for that one.
Some banter going on between the two teams.
Yes, so Steward has not subbed very much. They've got their starting 5 out there. I think they've only played 6 guys here in the first half. Titans a little deeper. Of course, both these teams playing their second game in 2 days. Good contest by Leland Coleman. Good rebound by Davion Brown, and he goes coast to coast. Couldn't get that one to go. But what hustle by Leland Coleman to get back and intercept. Chaikin for 3, long. But Davion gets the rebound. Shot clock is off. You want to pull it out, get the last shot. 8 to go in the half. Talik comes out 5, 4. Mason Patrick, he's fouled right before the halftime buzzer. Mason Patrick is going to get an opportunity to take 2 shots here. That foul on Owen Gray, I believe, is his first.
The Titans already with a double-digit lead heading into halftime, and
Yeah, that's awesome.
hopefully Mason can extend it.
Yeah, I mean, you're coming in against a team that's 6-1, that won the very prestigious Freeman Invitational, and to hold them to 10 points in the first half is remarkable, really. I mean, just incredible defense, and they're calling the guys back from the locker room. I think they're going to put a little bit of time back on the clock. 1.3. I mean, they should come check our monitor. There is no way there was 1.3 seconds when that foul happened, but there's,
Okay.
no way. But whatever, fair enough. And I saw Coach Blazer said the exact same thing I did. He was like, no way. Now, no, it's 0.3. That I can buy. Big difference between 1.3 and 0.3.
looks like they're still chatting about.
Yeah, I
limited
mean,
time.
this is a little bit
Excessive.
much, but end of the day, they want to get the call right. He makes the first free throw. Good job there by Mason. And makes them both. And point three is not going to give Steward a chance to get a shot off. So awesome first half for the Titans. 23-10, halftime lead. Offense was decent, but the defense was excellent. And got our stats here. Let's start with Steward. I mean, their leading scorer still with 3 points. Well, you have two guys with 3 points. Dixon Meskel and Tevin Smith, and Curtis Blair held to just 2 points. He comes in averaging 23, so fantastic job defensively, and it was a team effort. Devion Brown had most of the assignment, but Trey Ferguson, as you said, played on him for a while. Leland Coleman got switched on him a few times, and Blair was, I think, just 1 for about 9 from the field, so really well defended. He actually had more air balls than baskets in the first half. But we also know he's an explosive scorer, so
He's
can't
definitely
rest
capable.
on that. And then for the Titans, very balanced effort, just like last night. You have Devion Brown with 6 points, Mason Patrick with 6 points, Leland Coleman with 5, Luke Fisher with 4, and then Alex Shakin with 2. So not quite what we saw from him last night when he put up 21, but the defense is the story. The defense was unbelievable that first half, and we're gonna take a break till the second half resumes. So you got about 8 minutes. Pop your popcorn, pour a cold beverage, and get ready for what should be a great second half. And we'll be back in a few. All right, we are back for second half action, and it's kind of a fun halftime for me because got to do a little quick FaceTime with Titan legend Henry Coleman, and of course Leland, his younger brother, playing great last night and tonight, senior captain. But Henry, as I am in my hands holding the all-time scoring list in Trinity history, and on the boys' side, he is the all-time leading scorer with 2,007 points. So his mom came by and she was FaceTiming with him, so it's good to see Henry. Shout out. He said he's watching the stream, playing at Texas A&M, and it's fun watching them get to the SEC championship game and the NIT championship game last year. And as we get going in second half action. And then I also talked to a player who's currently a senior at Benedictine, and they played collegiate last night. Cadets were down 17 going into the fourth quarter, came back and won. Wow. So I certainly have no rooting interest when those two get together, but it sounds like it was an exciting game. All right, shot clock under 10 seconds as Luke Fisher is kind of in no man's land. It's not going to be a great first possession, and it's actually going to be a shot clock violation. So the one official is pointing that it's Titan ball, but it should be Steward ball. The shot clock expired, so I'm not sure what they're discussing. But one of the things, for me, it's they got it right. But I was just gonna say, like, it's still recent enough that I coached, that I know all these refs. Mm-hmm. I'm sure 10, 15 years from now, if I'm still broadcasting these games, it'll be a new generation of refs. But I know these refs, and they're doing a good job tonight because they're being consistent, but they were definitely confused on that play. That shot is short by Smith, and Devion Brown with a rebound, and he's just been fantastic thus far tonight. And the Titans get a tough one from Luke Fisher. He can make that shot, but I think he could get a better shot. And then another fun thing at halftime is I got to talk to Jack DeBoard, who played here for 3 years before moving out to Powhatan, where he's a senior on their boys basketball team. So I packed a lot into 8 minutes with a FaceTime with a legend in our program, a player who was part of a couple couple prep league championships here in terms of DeBoard, and then also another young man telling me about an epic comeback last night in what apparently they're calling the River Road rivalry now between Collegiate and Benedictine. Both schools are on River Road. And no one scored yet here in the early part of the second half, but Alex Shakin's going to step in and hope to change that at the free throw line. And he does make the first.
The Titans now up to a 14-point lead.
Yeah, largest lead of the game, but one thing hopefully they learned from last night is they had, I think, a 16 or 17-point lead get cut to 3, right?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
So
16 points late in the first quarter, and then I think right at the start of the third quarter, it was down to a one-possession game.
Right. So you love where you're at, but at the same time, definitely cannot get complacent. Leland Coleman with another rebound as he's more than halfway to double digits. What a finish. Devion Brown, so strong. And right now he is outplaying the Division I commit, Curtis Blair, the senior, being outplayed right now by the freshman. And he's letting them know about it a little bit too. And
I'd expect no less from him.
Here's this matchup. And they are going to get Devion Brown for a foul on the floor before the shot. Sub coming in for Steward. And it is number 10, Fisher Sprouse, checking into the game. Good defense there by Luke Fisher on the ball. trying to post Curtis Blair up. Leland Coleman with a steal. He gets fouled. And I think if this were the NBA, that would be a clear path foul.
Yeah.
But we don't have that in high school. We should, because Leland would have been on his way for a possible dunk. But instead, they just commit the foul. It'll be Titan ball on the side.
Coach Blazer having a quick word with one of the refs.
Yeah, well, I mean, you could call it an intentional foul, which it was, but I think he disguised it well enough.
Yeah.
So it's what it is. We play on. Titans with the ball up 17. Looking to hand Steward only their second loss of the season. That's a good move. They're going to get a foul, though. And Owen Gray did not like that call at all. And he was very demonstrative running away. But it's going to be 2 shots for Devion Brown. So last night, I believe Devion Brown, or Fat Rat as everybody calls him, went to the free throw line on 3 occasions, shot 6 free throws, and I think he went 1 for 2 each time. So I'd like to see him put 2 free throws in. Well, he's not going to do that because he missed the first, but I bet he makes the second.
Hopefully.
Trey Ferguson's about to check in. And he did make the second, 1 for 2, but
streak continues.
Yeah, so if he keeps playing like this, Fat Rat hangs out in my room a lot at Discovery, and I'm going to give him a hard time about his free throws, though. I'm going to be like, you played good defense, but got to be making those free throws.
Definitely something that'll get you in the gym working on this. Definitely something that's going to get you in the gym working on those shots.
Yeah, for sure, and he will. That's a tough one by Curtis Blair, and maybe that'll get him going. A long contested 2.
Steward's first points this half coming.
Yeah,
3 minutes into it.
As good of defense as the Titans played, and they're going to get a walk on Leland Coleman, which he does not like. And that's a tough call. But, yeah, I was worried that at halftime Steward would really make an adjustment and offensively be able to get it going. But at least thus far, that's not been the case. That is a foul on Trey Ferguson with the reach. And it's going to be, the second team foul. And on Trey Ferguson, his first. Also, I don't believe I mentioned this, but the foul at the other end on Owen Gray was his 4th foul, the big man for Steward. So that could be a factor, although maybe it allows the Spartans to go smaller. And sometimes be surprised. Yeah, it just changes the dynamic.
Would you expect that to affect Steward's star player, Chris? Because of his height?
I mean, he keeps shooting. I mean, there's definitely no hesitation as far as that goes. I would think it would affect Steward more at the defensive end just because it takes away some of their rim protection, and that is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Because maybe with the big guy in, you were not able to do that, but that got everybody excited. Even the people who are usually chill, and now a block by Leland Coleman.
Wow.
First the dunk, now the block. Henry, I hope you're watching. Little bro's putting it on. Wow. He is very excited, and he should be. I mean, the fans are still excited. And Coleman's going to get another one. This one went in and out. He got his own rebound. He missed again, but he got it again, and he's having fun out there. Finished it with a McCarthy at the end, and the lead is 20. And Leland Coleman has had quite a last minute or so. A dunk,
a block,
2 missed layups, but 2 offensive rebounds. And 2 more points. That was fun. So 20-point lead. And I talked about before the game, I expected this to be a really close game. I think some people thought Steward might roll. I did not think they would roll. I thought it'd be close, but I don't think anybody had Trinity with a 20-point lead prior to the game. So the guys are just completely locked in tonight, and it's great to see.
In your opinion, is it just, the Titans making some strategic changes in terms of how they're attacking Steward, or is Steward missing their big man because he's on 4 fouls? Is that the reason that they're down 20, or
it's not the reason they're down 20, because it was 13 at half, but I do think it was actually perfect timing how I was saying how the lack of having the big man Owen Gray out there would take away their rim protection, as that's an offensive foul on Steward. And right on cue, Leland Coleman recognized the big man was out, and he just took it right to the rim, and there was nobody to contest that shot. And so that's, I think, where it does play a part. And as Devion Brown's going to get a little break, but he's been incredible tonight. Carter Schuma comes in. And then offensively, Steward is they've gotten no easy looks. And I think the credit has got to go more to Trinity's defense than Steward's offense, because they clearly are a team that is capable of scoring a lot of points. Is Mason Patrick with the scoop layup. And right now, these Titans are sending a message, I think, to everybody in RVA that this is not the team of last year. And you do see Steward able to get a three-pointer there by Dixon Meskel, and I believe that's his maybe second three, which, if so, would give him 40% of all their points with only 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Steal by Leland Coleman, and he gets another 2 points. And the lead up to 21 now. But we still got 2:40 to go in this third quarter, plus a whole fourth quarter. So, it's not over by any stretch of the imagination as Carter Schuma hustles for a rebound. And Trey Ferguson's going to end up committing a foul there in the backcourt. But I do just think you're seeing a team that's sending a message, because what I was about to say is last year, the whole season, 5 wins.
Yeah.
And if they can hang on to this 21-point lead for the last 10:36, it's going to be the 5th win, and it's December 10th? So this is a different team, and I think there's several reasons why. But I think the biggest thing is the returning guys just being better, more mature, more bought in. And then obviously you got some new guys like Devion Brown, Mason Patrick, Andrew Jones, and Trey Coles contributing. Excuse me.
Definitely new additions making a huge impact, which you can't ask for anything more as a coach. And I'm sure Coach Blazer is extremely happy to have them on board in the program. Excellent pass by Trey Ferguson to Mason for an easy layup. And the Titans come back to a 20-point lead. Robertson taking it up. He'll come up for a layup. Rebound for Carter Schuma.
All right, I'm back. No, I'm not. I'm still coughing. Hold on. You got it.
Leland Coleman putting another 2 points. He's just an absolute machine right now, getting a good majority of the Titan offense, but they're going to commit a foul there, and Steward's going to come to the line.
All right, now I'm back. Just had a really bad coughing spell. I don't even think I'm sick. I swallowed wrong.
Yeah.
But a lot happened while I was coughing for about 90 seconds. Curtis Blair hit a 3, which he had yet to do tonight up to that point. And Leland Coleman got a bucket and then an assist. Ryan, take over.
seems to be some confusion as Tavon Smith is going to take the shots for Steward. Misses the first, or the second, excuse me. Luke Fisher now bringing the ball up the court.
All right. Anybody who cares about me is watching. I'm not. I didn't die. I just have a coughing fit. Mason Patrick and one with the rebound and the putback. And the Titans are playing just fantastic basketball tonight. For this first three quarters, it's just been relentless at both ends of the court. And Mason Patrick had those 2 free throws right before halftime, and we'll see if he can make another one here. Yep, swishes it through. 24-point lead. I think the biggest lead of the game.
The Titans now have a bigger lead than the Stewards have even scored points. Just a show of dominance. And Talik Montgomery with an excellent defensive clinic. He's just putting on a show for everyone to watch. The Titans will take over. Here comes Alex Jakin. To Leland Coleman. Out to Davion Brown for a 3, and he drains it.
Davion Brown for 3.
Davion Brown for 3.
We haven't even seen him show that part of his game yet, so.
Bubbled ball.
Now another stop. We thought the first half was good, but this second half thus far, this third quarter, has been even better. Luke Fisher, coast to coast. He missed the layup. And Owen Gray is back in with those 4 fouls, and he got the rebound. Reverse layup by Blair is airballed. Davion Brown! 3-quarter court shot hit the rim. And it's just a fantastic 3 quarters of play for Trinity. Now it's the leading scorer is actually it looks like a tie. 13 points for Leland Coleman, 13 points for Mason Patrick, and then also 12 points for Davion Brown. So 3 guys in double figures, and on the rebounding side, it's Davion Brown with 9, Leland Coleman with 8. So we got 2 guys who are awfully close to a double-double with a quarter still to play.
And
all right, Ryan, so this fourth quarter, let's think about it from a Steward perspective. We talked about at halftime that Benedictine last night came from 17 down in the fourth to win at Collegiate. 27 is different than 17, especially the way the Titans are playing tonight. So I don't know if coming back and winning is even something you would be addressing right now with your team, but I think you maybe just talk about chipping away at it. And even if you can end up winning this fourth quarter by 10 points, you can leave feeling pretty good about yourself.
So I have a question for you.
Yeah.
In terms of, another question regarding Dale Travis.
Oh, yeah.
In terms of coaching style, I think just from watching, I think Coach Blazer's style is a bit different from the one that you would have had, and judging from different terms of skill sets of the players. I think it to be expected. But how would you compare that? How would you compare the method that I think has gone into Coach Blazer's head in it, informing how he wants this team of, on face value, it would seem like a couple of really good shooters, but is really turning into a very well-rounded team. And as I say that, Alex puts up a three.
Yeah, one of those shooters. Yeah, I think, and he talked about this when we interviewed him last night. Talked about really wanting that balance, and not necessarily a team of one or two stars, but a team where we have a lot of guys contributing. Great job there by Devion Brown with the steal and the reverse layup, and he has been unbelievable tonight at both ends of the court. What a finish. Time out. Steward. Got that he's a freshman cheer going again. Football players are excited. But no, so I think in terms of coaching styles, Coach Travis was very much kind of the old school. You know he cared about you, but I mean, he criticized you plenty and was very demanding, very hard on players at times, but in a way that was just trying to draw their best out of them. I tried as a coach, and I, of course, still coach soccer, but as a coach, I try what I would call demanding but positive is sort of my philosophy. So to hold players accountable and demand a lot of them, because when you do that, they'll often rise to the occasion, but also try and be as positive as possible and give praise when it's warranted. And I think Coach Blazer's style is very passionate. He's incredibly committed. Basketball is just a huge part of his life, and he loves the game very much. But I think he comes at it from a very cerebral perspective, and you hear that from all the guys, just his knowledge of X's and O's and just basketball IQ is tremendous. And I think and in terms of managing the players, I think it's a huge advantage for him now being back for a second year, because last year you got to kind of learn a new school, a new league, new opponents, and then a whole new group of guys. But now with a nice mix, as Steward has gotten a little hotter here in the fourth quarter with making a couple threes, but with a good mix of some young newcomers, but also some guys who've been around a while. I just think he has a better feel for the personnel, and I think that is a huge part of coaching too, is knowing how to coach each player and what brings out the best in each guy. Luke Fisher, tough finish from a very difficult angle, and Luke's been a little quieter tonight from a scoring standpoint, but he's still done a good job running the show, getting other guys involved. Tough step back by Blair is off the mark. Spartans do get one of their really first offensive rebounds of the game, and they get another three, this time Tevin Smith, and we're going to get I'm not sure what they're calling. He's stopped play but hasn't said anything. It's going to be a foul on Steward in the backcourt as they tried to press, and that is the 6th team foul on the Spartans. Yep.
Yeah.
Yes. Sorry, I didn't mean to yell in anybody's ear there. Just answering a question. Mason Patrick goes to the left hand, no good. And it's going to be Stewart ball, but Stewart has scored more points in this quarter already than I think any of the other quarters, right? I mean, the first quarter they had 5. The second quarter they had 5.
They've scored more.
The third quarter maybe 7.
I think, yeah. They've
and
scored
11 this quarter, I think.
They scored more this quarter,
Than almost the rest
four,
combined.
3.5 minutes in than their entire first half.
Yeah, so they've hit 3 threes, I believe, this quarter, so starting to get in a little rhythm.
And we mentioned Luke Fisher has not had as big a night scoring, but he has led the way in assists with 5 assists for the Titans, so getting other guys involved. .536 to go. Lead still 25 for the Titans, so got to feel great about that. And, of course, stick around after the game. We'll have an all-tournament team, and if the Titans hang on and win, maybe we can try and get another Coach Blazer post-game interview.
Yeah. All right, Steward inbounds. You might lose video for just a second. Should be back. Just know it's getting a little wonky, but I think we fixed it. And the thing with your Steward, who's been a pretty patient team all night, is you're in a position now you got to try and not just score, but score quickly. But Tevin Smith has gotten going here recently, and he's up into double figures now, leading scorer for the Spartans. And they're picking up the defensive pressure. Mason Patrick brings it out, and Titans content to run a little clock here with that 23-point lead, under 5 to go. Luke Fisher's shot is no good, but Leland Coleman with another rebound. And a 3 by Alex Shakin is good.
Holds the finish. He's pumped up.
Tough take by Sam Roberson, and you're starting to see some signs from the Spartans of why they are a 6-1 team that comes in highly thought of, because now that they've made a few shots, I mean, you can really see they're a strong team. That was not a great decision by Luke to try and throw an alley-oop there. I do not think Coach Blazer is going to like that. And, I mean, I get it when you have a big lead. It's your home tournament. It's fourth quarter. I know you want to have some style points, but that was not on. Like, that just was not there for Luke. Everybody knows I love Luke, but that was not the wisest choice on his part. Mason Patrick gets it off to Chaikin. That is a tough. Wow. I mean, what a shot. Step back, crossover, and you can just see a confidence in Alex Chaikin that not sure we always saw last year, so really happy for Alex. Love of This Is Our House cheer. It is indeed our house. Coach Travis's house, Coach Travis's tournament. I'll give Steward credit. Their students still here and haven't had a ton to cheer about tonight, but they're showing up for their team. And so Coach Blazer called that timeout after the 3. I'm guessing it's probably just to remind his guys to stay locked in defensively, because it's a Rodney cheer you're hearing. It's maybe a little earlier than Coach Blazer would like to see Rodney in, but I think it's just a reminder about how to defend, because Steward has scored, as you said, pretty much as much in the last 4 minutes as they did the first 24 minutes combined. And it's been a while since the Titans have gotten a stop, and there they force a miss, but still Steward possesses, and yet another offensive rebound. What a block by Leland.
Nice layup.
Trinity students kind of did Steward a favor there by alerting them the shot clock was about to end. Not sure what they were thinking on that one. I don't think Steward had any idea there was 4 on the shot clock, and
I think they were like a second or so ahead.
maybe they were trying to fool them, but it was all it did was get them moving. Another bucket, and Steward really kind of on fire here in the fourth quarter. I think in terms of winning the game, it's going to be too little too late, but we talked about going into this quarter that you want to try and win the quarter and build some confidence for games coming up, and I think they've definitely done that. They're going to get an actually offensive foul here on Trey Ferguson.
His third or fourth.
Luke Fisher comes back in for Trey Ferguson, as well as Carter Schuma coming in for Mason Patrick. All right, Ryan, it's actually a really hard question I'm about to ask you, but with all tournament team coming up, we know the Titans are going to, assuming they hold on to this 19-point lead, they're going to get the MVP of the tournament and one additional all-tournament player. So you've been here last night, tonight, and the reason I say it's tough is you could have 4 or 5 guys who've played incredibly well. What do you think?
I think from at least watching, I've seen both Trinity games.
Say that like
I've seen both Trinity games.
Right. Both just for Trinity.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that is tough. I think Alex Jakin has had. I think I'd put Alex Jakin. I think.
Yeah, he was
score last night with 21 points, and while a little bit quieter in the first half of this game, I think he's made 3 3-pointers this quarter, all in a row. And not only is that a quick 9 points, but it's just a great momentum swing.
Right.
And I think he's played phenomenal. I think Davion Brown, in terms of defense, while still putting up great offensive numbers, I think his defense is really what's shined through for him this game, locking down, I think, pretty undeniably the Spartans' best player in Curtis Blair. So those would be my top 2, and then if I'm going for a third, I'll go for Leland Coleman. I think he's had an extremely explosive game tonight, and it's always a joy to watch someone of Leland's caliber play, and I think it's really shown tonight.
Yeah, it's really tough to limit it to just 2. Yeah, gosh, it's hard. It is maybe one I've had to make this decision many times at this very tournament, where they'll come up to you at the end and be like, Coach, like, I need your MVP and a second guy, and it can be really, really hard. Sometimes you kind of lean to seniority. So I agree. Like, if it was just my player of the game for tonight, I'd probably go with Davion Brown. But Leland's been great both nights, and you mentioned Chaikin was fantastic last night, and even though he's quieter tonight, he's had a great second half. So, yeah, man, it is really hard. I mean, Luke Fisher was great last night, been a little quieter tonight, and Mason Patrick, double figures both games. I'm glad I don't have to make the decision. Like I said, it's a decision I've had to make, and it's not one that
you enjoy doing,
that you take lightly, and whoever doesn't get it among the 5 starters is probably going to walk out of here like,
really?
What I got to do to get all tournament, But I could make a case the all tournament team should just be the Trinity team. But they don't do it that way. Good rebound by Davion Brown, but his shot is blocked, and Steward now turns it over, and AK Key, who just came in, is able to get a steal, and down to just about a minute and a half to go. Both teams are in the bonus. Steward not showing any signs that they're going to try and foul, which is good. I don't think if it were closer, then you'd want to foul, but
at this point,
down 18. Davion Brown, another rebound, but he missed the putback, and good play there by Xavier Nelson to get a rebound and knock it off of AK. And looks like Coach Reese is getting some subs ready. Colin Edsel, Cameron Lindo, and Rodney Archer about to get an opportunity to go in. Curtis Blair with a turnaround timeout. Steward, 1:04 to go.
Is the Steward section chanting for Robbie as well?
The Stewards,
The Steward
they're
section
also
is
chanting for Rodney?
They're also chanting for Rodney.
I mean,
When you're that popular,
you,
might
you
as
know,
well.
you know you're the most popular man in town when both student sections are chanting your name. Seems like we have a new victory song in the student section. Instead of "Na na 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 goodbye," we got the what is that song called? You got what I need. Oh, say he's just a friend. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not either.
that's
I
from
kinda
when
just
I was
mumble
like in
along
elementary
when
school.
it's-
Yeah, yeah. I'm pretty sure like just Colin Malbone is singing, and everybody else is just humming along.
Yeah.
Well, Ryan, it's been fun. I mean, we still got 104 to play, but on the weekend between the Titan boys and Titan girls, it's about to be 4-0, and it's just so great after the whole COVID thing, just to have the gym packed out with students. Titans about to bring home the Travis Trophy for the boys, just like the girls did. Steward out of timeouts now, by the way, and it's been a really fun weekend and a great week in general for the school with the art show,
Illumination.
the
Grand
music
Illumination.
show, and the Grand Illumination. Turnover, and so
The subs never.
so
came
yeah, the
in.
subs never came in. A little bit of a hard foul there by Manny Young.
Here.
I mean, definitely doesn't need to be this chippy with less than a minute left. It's going to be 1-1 for Luke Fisher. And now you are going to get a chance to see Colin Edsel, Rodney Archer, not Rodney. Rodney's coming in for the shooter, so he's going to have to wait. Ryan, it is going to be too funny if Luke Fisher misses this and Rodney can't sub in, and then the game just keeps going.
I don't think it should end unless Rodney gets in.
Like this game can't end until Rodney plays.
I agree.
A lot of confusion about who's going in, who's going out. And he did miss, so Rodney's going to have to wait. But now, foul on the Titans. Rodney is going to get to come in. Foul is on Colin Edsel. And Rodney was so anxious to come in that he came in before the refs put him in. The refs didn't call him in, so now he's putting him back out. Sorry.
A let's play football chant coming
Yeah.
up from the student section, which is
Yeah.
pretty ironic considering Steward doesn't have a football team.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I thought the follow-up that Mr. Klugeman was trying to get going, and never mind, was actually more brilliant, and that didn't catch on, sadly. All right, Rodney is in. Steward still has their starters in, other than the big man Owen Gray is out, but Titans with none of their starters in. And I do think this is one of those games where if you look at the final score, it's going to look a little bit closer than the game really was.
Yeah.
I mean, Curtis Blair up to 16 points, but he was really held in check until this fourth quarter. And now we talked about, I was impressed that Steward wasn't fouling, but now they do intentionally foul. And
I'll be honest. This point in basketball games, you just gotta kind of wonder: is it really worth it?
no,
I mean,
I think if it was single digits, I get it. But at 14 with less than a minute left, But I also get, you got a new coach and Coach Grimes who wants to establish. And now we got
Rodney
Leland
Archer
Coleman
and
coming back into the game as well as Luke Fisher. I mean, there's a lot happening right now, Ryan. And this is why we're here. This is why TSPN is here to bring it to you. So Rodney comes out. Students still chanting, "We want Rodney." Coach Blazer bringing two of his captains back in. Steward trying to foul, not able to. Leland Coleman makes the layup. Technical foul on Steward. Technical on Steward. And pretty sure that was the assistant coach that got teed up there. He was out on the court in the official's face. And this game should be over.
Yeah,
I mean, there's no reason for it. And then they said Stewart called a timeout, but Stewart's out of timeouts. So according to the scoreboard, they're out of timeouts. I mean, this last minute has been, or last minute on the scoreboard, it's taken about 12 minutes. Yeah. And now the officials are informing them you don't have any timeouts. Ryan, I've seen, I don't even know, probably 2,000 high school basketball games, but sometimes you see something that you never seen before, and I feel like that's happening right now. I see an assistant coach run on the court and yell at a ref. I see a team with no timeouts left given a timeout, then told, no, you can't have a timeout.
And now they're
just
getting a timeout.
Right, yeah, now they're essentially getting it because of the technical. We've yet to send someone up to shoot the technical. We saw the bench get emptied and then unemptied. I mean,
but they're getting Rodney Archer and Cameron Little are getting ready to come back on for this third time because they came on, came off, came back on, and they came back with it. Now they're getting ready to go back on again.
And now the referees want to have a conference. This is not how we manage the end of a game. I'm sure some people here have Saturday night plans, Christmas parties. I have no plans, but I'm sure some people would like this to wrap up. I just saw Mr. Phillips check his watch. He does not seem to be pleased with how this is being officiated.
How often is he pleased, though? No. Mr. Phillips is a very jolly man.
Yeah. No, I mean, they're still arguing,
And the team's finally coming back on.
Coming back onto the floor. They were given a timeout, even though they didn't have one.
And
Rodney's still trying to get back in the game. The only thing that would make me happier right now would be if the Steward students started another Rodney chant. That would just be a perfect to add to this farcical comedy that has been the last several minutes.
It's going to be Luke Fisher to take the.
And he missed another free throw. He missed a front end of a 1-on-1 a minute ago, and it's uncharacteristic of Luke Fisher to miss a free throw. Gets the second one to go, though, and so now it's another technical. He's got two more free throws. So he's pretty sure, I don't even know how the second technical. I guess from calling a timeout when they didn't have a timeout. That's a technical, too.
Okay.
So that a technical for the assistant coach running on the court, a technical for calling a timeout you don't have. This game could have been over 10 minutes ago. But we play on. If Rodney doesn't get put in this game, we riot. They're not letting him come in the game.
Are you kidding me? This is. The referee's still arguing with Stewart.
Okay.
There we go.
They're letting him in the game. Leland Coleman hugging on TB. And another foul. And Rodney's going to get to go to the free throw line. So as much as I didn't want any more fouls, I'm glad to see Rodney shooting too.
This one's worth it.
And he missed. Rodney went to the line last night as well, didn't he? No? Okay. The VES game he did because I watched the stream of that game and he was at the line. Oh, Steward fans chanting for Rodney.
Let's go.
Yes. Yes, Rodney Archer with the free throw. Students of Trinity love it. Strong defense there by Rodney. AK also, as the theme of having football players defend Curtis Blair continues with AK on him now. And we have another foul. Is this the longest game that didn't go to overtime? It's got to be up there.
Yeah.
Also, you know, we talked a lot in the first half about how the refs were really letting them play, and now
complete opposite.
Got very involved. I don't know if anybody's still watching the stream. If you are, we appreciate you.
It's probably just my mom at this point.
Yeah, I was going to say, if I were, I probably would have cut it off, but if you are, we appreciate you. It's been fun. We will be at just about every home basketball game this year. There might be, I think, just one over the holiday break that we might not be broadcasting, but otherwise, TESPN is here for all your Titan basketball needs this winter. Also this week, look for our Media Day interviews that we did of athletes and coaches from all the winter teams. From basketball, boys basketball, we have Coach Blazer and Leland Coleman and Luke Fisher. And finally, I think this game's going to end.
Shoot it, Rodney. Do it for the fans.
Final score, Trinity Episcopal 66, Steward School 48. And final stats for the Titans, you had Devion Brown with 14 points and 11 rebounds. Alex Chaikin with 13 points. Leland Coleman 15 and 10. And you had 5 assists by Luke Fisher as well as 9 points from him. And then Mason Patrick had 13 points. Also 4 blocks by Leland Coleman. Also the leader in steals with 3 steals was Leland Coleman. So he kind of stuffed the stat sheet. And we're going to stick around and see who made all tournament, and then love to get another interview with Coach Blazer after they do that. Huey, can you go see if Coach Blazer wants to do a post-game interview? Thank you. All right, so Ryan thinks it's Chaikin and Brown as the 2 Trinity reps for all tournament. I'm going to say Coleman and Brown, but Chaikin deserves it too. We should get 3, but I think we only get 2. Yeah. Students sticking around for the trophy presentation, which I like to see.
Always a good sign.
Great work by all teams, and congratulations to our runners-up, the Steward Spartans. And your champions, the Trinity Episcopal Titans.
All right, Leland Coleman coming out to get the trophy for the winning team. And he's excited, as he should be.
Boys All-Tournament Team.
Here comes the all-tournament team.
Rashad
Williams from Norfolk Collegiate. They won the consolation game today.
From Steward, Tavon Smith.
Tavon Smith from Steward gets all-tournament. Well-deserved. He was excellent today. Smith ended up with 12 points today, and Curtis Blair ended up with 17, mostly in the fourth quarter. All right, Leland Coleman gets all tournament. And Alex Shakin, but I haven't heard an MVP yet. Devion Brown, all three got it. Let's go. He's a freshman, and that's awesome. Love to see it. And congratulations to Alex, Leland, and Devion. And the man, Devion Brown, known for his football, but I believe it's the first time ever at this tournament that a freshman has gotten the tournament MVP, and I don't think you can argue. I mean, he was incredible at both ends of the court, offensively and defensively.
For sure. Well deserved.
And we get a little celebration down there in the corner with the trophy, and I think Coach Blazer is going to come up for a little interview. We'll try and keep it brief. I know he's going to want to talk to the guys, but hopefully we'll get him for just a couple questions and get his feedback on this win. Ryan, any final thoughts from you before as Coach Blazer heads up here?
Yeah, just briefly, I think, obviously the Titans come out with two pretty easy, or not easy, but two decisive wins that I think not only allowed them to become champions, but sends a message to the other schools that, hey, this team's here. It's a much different team from last year, and we're here to play. And I think that showed.
Yeah, I think that's really well put. Titans will be off now for a little bit with, of course, exams coming up here this week. So everybody will get focused on their studies and then get back in action after exams are passed. So going to check the schedule here and see when the next game is as we wait for Coach to head up here. And it is going to be the next game. Actually, it's a trip to Norfolk Academy on Tuesday, so one more game before exams. Going down to the 7-5-7 on Tuesday night. And then they'll have actually a couple weeks off. And the next home game is against, wait for it, Steward. So a regular season home game on the 28th. And I think that might be the one game we're not planning to broadcast, but that might not be true either. We may try and put that together.
Remains to be seen.
Remains to be seen, but we got some time to figure that out. All right. Are we getting Coach? I don't know if Huey talked to him. I thought he was coming up, but I still see him down there celebrating, which I totally get that as well. Yeah. Thanks, Hagen.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah, Hagen, Andrew, Daniel Adams, our producers, did a great job. Thankfully, our stream held for this one. Yeah. So we are getting Coach Blazer. He's on his way up here now, and get a brief chat with the winning coach. Should be up here in about 15 to 20 seconds.
So I'm sure you'll have some final thoughts after Blazer, but what do you think of we talked about from, the Titans players who got all tournament, but do you agree with the players from Steward getting all tournament?
Yeah.
Those are two good spot
Yeah, I
players?
do. I mean, obviously it wasn't Blair's best game tonight, and I think a lot of credit goes to Devion Brown, but I still think he's deserving of all tournament. He still ended up their leading scorer tonight, and he was fantastic in yesterday's game. So I think that's a fair assessment. I was just surprised because usually I would have thought Cristo Ray would have gotten someone on it. That's why, which they didn't, but I suspect their coach said we don't deserve to get anyone on it. Like, that's probably opened up an extra spot for Trinity, but the three guys who got it all definitely deserved it.
Did Blazer get lost?
All right. Thought he was coming up. Maybe addressing the team super quick. So stick around. Looks like we've still got some fans with us, so don't leave us yet. And yeah, I think thinking about that next game at Norfolk Academy, it's important that they not take that game lightly because it's a whole different animal. You know, the last 2 nights you've had great crowds, great support. You're going to be going on the road. You're not going to have that student support. Norfolk Academy is a very well-coached team. And so can't get overly confident just because you've had a couple great wins here.
Ryan, keep talking for a second.
Yep. So pulling up Norfolk Academy, they are currently 2-0 on the season. They looks like they completely destroyed Greenbrier Christian Academy by a score of 80-15. So pretty easy win from them there, and then they beat Atlantic Shores Christian 63-46. So a few less games played than the Titans, but that'll come because the Titans were able to get into that Freeman Invitational. So the Titans have a more game experience so far this season, so it's going to be interesting to see how that turns up. And Coach Blazer is here.
All right, Coach, congratulations. Fantastic performance tonight. I think we got to start by talking about that defense. Obviously, the fourth quarter, they scored more than the first 3 combined, but the defense for the first 3 quarters, you had to be really pleased with that.
Yeah, it was not perfect, but it was pretty darn close. You know, we went over what we were trying to do, and I'd say for the very first time this year, we were awesome. Following the scout, I'm out of breath, sorry, I ran up the
No, you're
stairs. And knowing their personnel and knowing their sets, and it was a big step forward for us because it was impressive to see our guys do such a great job.
And we talked last night about the balance, and it was the same thing tonight. I was saying I didn't envy you having to try and figure out the all tournament because I really think there's 5 guys had a case. Although Ryan, my man here, can tell you that I did say it should be the guys it was. So I thought those were great choices. But also Mason was great, Luke was great, but really well distributed by our stats. It was Devion with 14 points, Leland with 15, and Mason with 13, and Chaikin with 13. So you got 4 guys in double figures, and Luke with 9. So unofficially those stats, but you just got to love that balance.
Yeah, I think that's what's hard to prepare for us for. You know, a lot tonight, we were wondering, you know, who's going to guard Mason, who's going to guard Leland, how they were going to match up with us, and we tried to take advantage of those things with some dribble drive and 5-out stuff, and we did a good job with that, and Davion did an amazing job on Curtis Blair, and I mean, very impressive for him being so young to understand it. And he struggled with that in a couple games before that, of the attention to detail, and he was perfect tonight. I was really impressed with his effort there. In terms of the all-tournament stuff, those guys earned it. Other guys earned it. You know, people know me. I hate the individual stuff.
Yeah.
And we're trying to just, as a group, that's what we're trying to kind of preach to them, is just winning. And it doesn't matter who scores the most this game or who gets the credit. I mean, we just got to keep moving forward, play unselfish basketball. When we share the ball and we get out in transition, it's impressive. And what helps us is guys like Mason and Davion, who might be playing, you know, guard or wing, and the way they rebound the ball, and they don't have to outlet to anyone. They can just go, and everyone else can just take off. If we're able to rebound the ball defensively and play, you know, smaller, we can really hurt people on the other end.
Yeah, and I thought the defensive rebounding, again, until the fourth quarter, you know, the league got as much as 25 or so and maybe lost a little attention to detail. But for 3 quarters, it was 1 shot at most for Steward, and that, even though they had the size advantage, they got almost no second chance points. Talk about the atmosphere.
It's awesome. Fans were great. The students were amazing. I mean, especially in the first half, many times they could not hear their calls. So, kudos to our student section and all the fans. That is a home court advantage. And, I mean, they were having a lot of trouble getting their sets. They had a couple 30-second shot clock violations. But more so, they weren't getting in their stuff. And they're really good at executing. And so, I mean, that was awesome. They deserve a lot of credit.
And just kind of, I think I'm intending this to be hopefully a kind of a funny question, but the last minute of the game took 20 minutes. What was going through your head? Probably just like, can we end this? But with the technicals and the timeout, and then there wasn't a timeout, then it was a timeout, then the subs could come in, the subs couldn't come in. Like, what were you thinking about that last minute?
I was so proud of our players that I was ready for it to be over, because I kept going through my head just how proud I was of them. And, they really focused and bought in to how we have to be able to beat people, which is execution, and that includes on the defensive end.
Yeah, and I think you could really see how happy they were for each other. And just older guys lifting up younger guys, a lot of emotion, but all positive. This was really fun. I think I said to Ryan, I said coming into this game, because some of our non-basketball playing students who've heard Steward's awesome, were like, we hear we might get blown out tonight. And I said, we're not getting blown out tonight. I expect a really close game, but I don't know if anyone had the script of us winning in basically a blowout. And I think the staff, the boys, all deserve a ton of credit for that. So quick turnaround and a trip down to Norfolk on Tuesday. Going to be a very different type of environment and a different type of opponent. Any initial thoughts on that one?
Just focusing on us, and if we as a group can take the next step of being mature enough to have a good practice Monday and just like one game at a time, one practice at a time, one game at a time. We took a step today with attention to detail in the scout and the game plan. Can we continue to take a step and not relax or get complacent or think about 2 weeks off? So we got to do a really good job. And anytime you travel that far, you have to bring your own energy. So we're going to be on a Monday. We're going to prepare Monday, and we got to do a better job of executing our own stuff at times. And like you just said, to get back to your previous part of that statement, is Stewart's really good. They're still really good.
Yeah.
And they're going to be ready to play us on the 28th, and we need to be able to be ready for that game. So we're going to be focused on Tuesday, and we'll get to the other one when we get to the other one. Well,
congratulations, Coach. Your first Travis Invitational Championship, hopefully the first of many, and got to feel good. And I said before, this is what I call a trophy game. You don't get to play but so many trophy games in a season, and where if you win, you're bringing home a trophy. And Leland and the guys were very excited to share that trophy with the students, and that's what it's all about. So congratulations. Good luck on Tuesday.
Thank you so much, Coach. I appreciate it.
All right, we're going to sign off. Thanks, everybody who stuck with us through the long last minute and all the post-game, and we will look forward to being back in the new year, if not before. So check out our Media Day stuff. That stuff should all be coming out in the coming weeks. Thanks to all the supporters and fans at TESPN, and we'll see you next time.
Have a good night, everyone.